Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rachakwadah, the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the icon that's out there pushing the sincerity in the truth and the sound doctrine. It's going to be a really quick video. I was kind of thinking, about I was going to say rebuke, uh, correction. I'll go with correction. Um, there are a lot of people out there, a lot of brothers out there, and a lot of sisters out there that look at the negatives of correction, and that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't like us, especially other Israelite groups. But I'm more so talking about the brothers, that are in Great Millstone, right? There are a lot of brothers out there that kind of look at uh, rebuke or correction. They look at the bitter part of it, right? They look at the bad part, the negative part, right? It's not a negative thing to get got on, all right? If it's repetitive, you gotta keep getting got on about the same thing, then yeah, we may have a problem then, right? If it's about the same thing, you're going off on the same exact thing, and you got to keep telling you over and over and over about the same thing. Yeah, that's where the problem comes in, right? Even if you feel like you shouldn't be getting got on at that moment. You shouldn't be being corrected at that moment if that's what you feel. Well, like I said, I mean, or like we always say, everything is of the Lord, man. So believe it or not, which personal experience, um, you could be being corrected for something that you haven't even done yet, right? You're making all these excuses. Well, this, that, and the other, and then boom, you end up doing it because you didn't take heed. You didn't take heed to that. When you're being corrected, you have to take heed. And I know from experiences, I was got on a few times for something that I haven't even done, right? And I wasn't listening, I wasn't trying to hear it. And then boom, I end up doing it. And it's just like, well, and then when I did it, I immediately, the Lord Yahawah Shemi Shai immediately just put the spirit on, gave me that thought, was just like, yeah, you remember you were getting got on about this like a month or two ago? Yeah, you remember that, don't you? And it was like, okay, now I see. Even if I feel like um what's that called? So called, I say quote unquote, suffer wrongfully. I've heard that a lot. Some people misuse that, but whatever is whatever. Um, um, so that's what it is, man. I mean, so yeah. Anyway, this is Proverbs 27:5. It says, open rebuke is better than secret love, right? So it's better, that you're if you love somebody, right? If you really care about somebody, right? You see them going in a direction that could possibly be harmful to them. You would probably say something before you see that happen, and right, and that experience that I talked about was exactly what happened. Because somebody cares, they see something that you may not see, but them being on the outside, they see it and they see the direction, especially if they either are older and or have experience a certain thing that they see that you're doing, and they see you heading into a certain direction, and it's just like, oh no, well, I gotta try to say something before they end up self-destructing themselves, man. Before they end up self-destructing, right? That happens. So this open rebuke, so-called open rebuke, you will want somebody to tell you, rather than secret love, hide in the back. Well, and then being yes men, right? And we see a lot of those too, yes men. A person, and everybody see that a certain person is going off, they say absolutely nothing. It's a yes man. That's pretty much secret love, pretty much, right? Do I dare even call it that? Because again, that's self-destructing, right? All you men out there that claim to love your women and all your queens and this, that, and the other. You love your mothers. Well, you want to tell your mothers that when they're going off. You want to tell your mothers when they're doing wrong. If you see your mother or your wife yelling at a grown man, a big grown ass man, right? Are you going to tell them that they're going off for that, knowing that that man can hurt them? Or are you going to just straight up jump to the defense? And you probably would, naturally. And maybe you will, but afterwards you gotta tell them, like, you cannot be going around like that. What if I'm not around? What if I'm not around? You cannot be going around yelling at big grown men like that, man. I mean, that's just so when they end up hurting you, I don't want to see, number one, I don't want to see you get hurt, right? I don't want to see you get hurt and then his face plastered all over the place. Like, come on, man. But a lot of you people are afraid to tell people when they're wrong. Jake, you men, you're afraid of your woman and you're afraid of your mothers. So you won't tell them when they're going off. But open rebuke is better than secret love. You can't tell your women no. You can't tell your mothers no. You barely tell your sisters no. Right? It's the spell. But it's called open rebuke. And it's better than all that secretive stuff, man. You're being upfront and honest about stuff, right? So anyway, verse 6. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Right. So within your correction, harsh words may be said to you. Yes, yes, personal experience. Yes, I've had it happen. I'm sure all of us has had it happen. I'm talking about us in this truth. Right? You getting got on and stuff like that. Yeah, you may hear some harsh words. You may even get called some names sometime, man. I don't know. Right? Anything, to anything to help, guide you out of the way of destruction. Some brothers need to be got on a little harder than some others, right? Some brothers, because we're all different. We all learn different. Some brothers you may not even have to curse out, right? I mean, we haven't had to do that in a while here personally. You may not have to curse out brothers. I mean, and Lord willing, that is the case. You don't want to keep cursing out people, right? I know that was a big thing, man. But honestly, man, that's just too much stress. If you gotta keep cursing somebody out, they don't get it the first couple of times. You gotta keep cursing them out over and over and over again. You making yourself sick. If you gotta keep cursing out people, man. Like I say, Lord willing, you don't have to. We don't want to, right? But if it helps you, and we see, and we trying to really, really just get you out of the way of destruction, yeah, and may have to, right? But don't look at the negatives. That's what I'm saying. Don't look at the negatives of correction. There's a reason why it's called correction. What's that scripture? In the season, this just reminded me because this. Let's go to yeah, here we go. You know how we always say that this book is Israel's book, right? So even when it seems like it's talking about Edomites, it's more so talking about Jake, except with the exception of like Obadiah. That's most definitely talking about Esau, right? This is our book. But within that, like we always say, we have a chosen, like I always said, we have a chosen inside of the chosen, right? Which is the elect. And so even with that, when you have a scripture like this, right? 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering. That is talking about brothers first before it goes to everybody else. That is talking about brothers first before brothers and sisters first before it goes to anybody else. So within our circle, because you can't go out. Think about it. You cannot go out and teach people and tell people what they're doing wrong and you're saying all this and you need to wake up, you need to do this, you need to do that, when you need to work on yourself as well, man. And even in the midst of us doing that, we always say while we're standing out there with the garments and all, yes, we need to work. We are working on ourselves as well, right? This is why, again, like I'm saying, the correction, this reprove, rebuke, exhort, that starts with us in the circle, in our little circle. Then it goes to everybody else. To those that get it, that is, right? To those who has the spirit. This reprove shaming, right? You're going to get shamed when you come in here. When you come here, man, that's just this is what it is. If you're going off and it's that bad, right? Some brothers, again, like I said, some brothers, you have to get on them a little harder than others. Some brothers, man, had the craziest shamings. If I could even name it that, right? I mean, and they're good, and they're good. It was nothing out of hate. It was all good, right? Despite what a lot of other Israelite camps say that it would, we doing all this to hate. When we do videos on y'all and you other Israelite camps, we're doing something that you people don't do. You don't get on your own congregation. We do. Sometimes, there are big disagreements. That's going to happen. But guess what? If it happened, where are the brothers now? Still out there preaching. The brother, love for Akim is on an all-time high after all that. Right? It just happens sometimes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that they're just wicked people. It doesn't matter that it doesn't mean that they're just wicked men. Some people learn more differently. Some people are going to receive it differently, right? Meaning some people are going to be more defensive and might even almost try to fight. But guess what? After, it's all good. It's to help. This is when reprove, rebuke, and now the exhorting. There's a reason why it's in this specific order. Reprove, rebuke, exhort. Then comes the exhortation. Right? With all long suffering and doctrine. Right? So after all that, you've been broke down, man. You've been humbled, right? You've been shamed. You've been rebuked. Here comes the exhortation. Look, brother, we're all here for you. We're all here for you. If you ever need any help, don't hesitate. That's another thing, man. Brothers try to be too secretive. You need any help? Don't hesitate. But also, be responsible. Well, gotta put that in there, right? Because you had a lot of Jake that left this thing, because they've been exposed for what could I say? Let's say let's put this in quotation, using the brotherhood for help. Let's just leave it at that. if you know, you know, right? But this is a process, especially if you're new, man. You come into this thing, yeah. You're going to get got on, and Lord willing, it doesn't get to the point where you're being cursed out. Lord willing, it never gets to that point, right? We appreciate that it never gets to that point, right? Lord knows how many times I got cursed out, but because we stiff necked, and second of all, I was still like really young coming in, and I was being, through the spirit of the Lord, man, I was being guided the right way, man, because as a young man, even my age now, man, as a young man, it's easy to get taken out here in this world, man. Young Jake, as a young Jake male, a young Israelite male, come on, man. Yeah, we need to get God on. I think the hardest, a lot of times, man, because it's easy to get taken away, man. So you get cursed out again. Don't look at negatives. Too many Jake look at negative, and then afterwards, man, there's nothing wrong with being ashamed after you getting corrected, man, because that should help you build yourself up. But don't be ashamed and then to the point where, man, is the spirit leaving me, man? Nah, man, you pick yourself up. You're shamed. You've been shamed. You've been rebuked. Okay, now pick yourself up. Whatever is whatever. Pick yourself up now. I used to do that, man. When I get got on for something, I used to be like in a defeated state of mind, man. And it's just like, when you realize that you're being corrected, know that that's the Lord, Lord willing keeping you, and then for you to try harder, pick yourself up and try harder, right? I'm not no motivational speaker, obviously, but I'm just saying, pick yourself up and try harder when you get God on like that, man. I mean, it's nothing personal either, you know. It's all good. Let's go and pray. Come back stronger. That's all. Be glad. Be glad that you get corrected. It's not a bad thing. It's not negative. Be glad that you're getting corrected. And not being left out here to Christianity. Right? So anyway, that's all I got on this. I know it said it was gonna be short, but like I say that every video. So you ignore me when I say that stuff. All right. So anyway, give it all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, Yahushua, BAHASHAM, Shalom.